Hey kitty cats, it's Shelby. Welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for tuning in for another video. Oh my god, you guys, in today's video, Ethan Klein has kind of called out Trisha Paytas again for like just, you know, horrible things that Trisha Paytas has done. He's jumping on that bandwagon. It seems like everyone is now digging up things and finding little things that Trisha Paytas has done to either contradict herself, lie about, or just really like kind of crappy things that Trisha Paytas has said in the past. And now Ethan Klein is jumping on the trend. And you know what? I have opinions on that. I've talked about them before. They might be a little bit different now that this has come up. I don't really know. If you want to hear more about this drama, then make sure that you keep on watching. Okay guys, so Ethan Klein decided to go onto TikTok and kind of call out all the times that Trisha Paytas made fun of him for having Tourette syndrome. So if you're not familiar with what Tourette syndrome is, it's a neurological disorder that causes you to kind of have like different kind of spasms and stuff of either like the body with your hands and stuff, which is kind of what Ethan Klein suffers from. Other people with Tourette's kind of suffer from almost like stuttering, but kind of just like impulsive speech and that kind of a thing. And it's a neurological disorder that affects the mind and the body and pretty much everything. Somebody with Tourette's is fully capable of living a fully functional life. You see Ethan Klein, you know, if you've ever watched him when his hand kind of spasms, that's definitely what his Tourette's is. But he is obviously a very, very successful person, and there are plenty of super successful people with Tourette's. It's not something that inhibits you or that should be stigmatized in any kind of way, although unfortunately it really is. A lot of people like to unfortunately make fun of people with Tourette's by kind of making fun of the way that sometimes they will impulsively kind of like say words, a lot of times curse words, and a lot of people will characterize people with Tourette's as often just having really angry little outbursts of just like random curse words, which is super wrong and super not okay. But that's just kind of what people will unfortunately, when they're not, you know, versed in what Tourette's is, will kind of make fun of people for. But Ethan doesn't really have an issue with that, at least of what we see on camera. On camera, what we see that I've seen at least is his hand does spasm a lot. He's ever shied away from the fact that he has Tourette's. He's been very open about it, but he also doesn't want to make it like his entire being, because it's not his entire being. It's just a neurological disorder that he suffers from, just like some people suffer from anxiety and depression and all of that. This is just something that he suffers from, but it doesn't define him. And anyway, he went on to TikTok to kind of showcase and kind of like bring to light all the times that Trisha Paytas made fun of him for his Tourette's, and I'm just gonna roll it so you guys can watch.
He said I made fun of him for his Tourette's when they were clearly jokes.
Why is that a problem?
I don't know. Everything was a problem once the show ended. He was like, oh, she's anti-Semitic and she made fun of my Tourette's. When
he had Tourette's?
Yeah, he has like Tourette's, but I didn't make fun of him. Like, it's the same way he called me
Does
fat.
he really have, or is he just saying that to just be cool?
No,
like he thinks
it's
great to be like woke cool.
I think he really has Tourette's.
Okay, well then that's a real problem.
Yeah, of course. But once that show ended, it's like she's anti-Semitic. She made fun of my Tourette's. So now I'm like an ableist. Yeah. But it's not Tourette's. Tourette's is like when you.
I have Tourette's syndrome.
No, Tourette's is when you're like, isn't that Tourette's? I love having a friend with Tourette's because now I can like have a soapbox or something. All your TikTok should be about having Tourette's and like, you know.
I don't want my whole existence to be defined by the guy with Tourette's.
That's what you gotta do. You gotta like go for a thing that people will feel sorry for you for. Why are they looking at you as like this god? Because you're just as messed up as me. I mean, you got Tourette's, so you got something wrong with your brain too. OCD. So your brain is not wired all the way, right?
What? Yes.
It's like blind leading the blind. You're not. You
yes,
see
it's
clear.
the blind leading the blind. Damn.
But why are you so much better than me? Your bread has Tourette's. That's like your physical, that's like the bread's version of your hand. Knowing that we're like cool and friends, like it's fun to have someone like Tourette's, just like Moses is like my Middle Eastern. I never had a problem with Tourette's though. So I do think it's kind of cool because it's like fun, we can make Tourette jokes about the bread and stuff.
I mean, you're making all the jokes.
Oh, our waiter told us Tourette's TikTok is a big thing right now. I forgot to tell you.
I'm not participating in that.
It's people trying to finish a sentence and they can't do it.
But that's not, I don't have that issue.
But just maybe something with your hand, just put it on TikTok. Maybe write something and see if you can write a word down without doing that.
Come on, I'm not like a fucking like paraplegic.
You know, buddy, tweak my nipples.
Oh my god, it sounds like you have actual Tourette's. I know I always bring this up, but it does sound like you have Tourette's when you're screaming like that.
I mean, this is just some shitty ass listicle website.
Crap.
Yeah, it's garbage.
Tourette's are strong
It's
today.
not Tourette's. Stop.
It is, because you can't control it. You're not, you
Yes,
don't
it's
see
the
clear.
blind leading.
They
How do
can't
you know?
control.
You don't know anything.
I know, because you can't stop. I'm like, okay, stop worrying about advertising. You just keep going with that.
Because it's funny. Stop. You're out of line.
Smoke that, baby.
Yep.
It's fucking 420.
He has Tourette's?
Yeah, smoke
I
that
don't know
weed,
what
motherfucker.
I think he definitely has
Yeah.
Tourette's.
Trisha,
Fucking
stop. You don't know
420,
He
anything
is?
about
Are you
Tourette's.
kidding me?
baby.
Yeah, it's fucking 4
He doesn't have Tourette's.
I'm ready to see those
There's
pussy
something
boys
wrong with
on
him.
Monday.
No one just...
Can you just enjoy the video? Why do you need to diagnose his mental illness?
Sound low blow. That's like, not to be mean.
Wait, you just called her retarded.
You called Dixie mental retard, which is like, a lot of people think that's crossing the line.
I have, you know, mental illness. I have some form of retard in me. I don't think it, to me, it's not an offensive word. I was just like, oh, there's something off. So I was like, oh, she danced to the N word in 2020 when it was just about like an off thing. After I got out of the ER, I didn't know what to do. I felt so crippled, but people love a crippled in bed, so it was fine. It's kind of like being a dead person. So now I'm like an ableist.
Hoo-wee! This does not paint Trisha Paytas in a very good light now, does it? After somebody who's supposed to be so woke about mental illness and mental health and such an advocate for stuff. I mean, she has her own channel called Trish Talks where she speaks to the people about how you should interact with people that have different things going on, how we should be sensitive and all that, but she wasn't singing that tune during all these many clips that Ethan put together for this TikTok. Now, was she? I think it's disgusting on a lot of levels. I think that she made a lot of really nasty comments in this compilation that he put together. But I am going to also say, on the devil's advocate side, you guys know I like to, you know, kind of give you both sides of the perspective here, and the compilation of things that he put together was definitely cherry-picked moments from the conversations that he had with Trisha on the podcast, and also these other little cherry-picked little things that definitely do paint Trisha in a bad light. And if you were to cherry-pick anybody like for a long time and what they've said online or, you know, just in person or whatever, if you were to cherry pick little things, you could definitely put together your own compilation for any given person and make them look a certain way, you know. So I definitely think that he definitely played into that a little bit, and that's just the truth all day long. But that being said, it does not give Trisha any right to make fun of, especially his Tourette's, man. Like, come on. Like, you could just visibly see how uncomfortable he was during all those moments during frenemies. And now, like, looking back, I don't understand how I didn't see it. I think I was just so into the dynamic between the two, and I really wasn't paying enough attention to what was going on in the deeper kind of like context behind everything that they were saying and doing, and like really kind of feeling what was going on. I wasn't doing that. I was just kind of enjoying the banter between the two and not really taking things very seriously, but putting myself in Ethan's shoes to have somebody sit there and compare, you know, making fun of his Tourette's to making fun of her weight is not at all the same thing. Your weight is something that, I mean, at least in Trisha Paytas' case, okay, I'm not saying that everybody can control it, but in Trisha Paytas' case, Trisha can't control her weight. That's being proven right now with all the weight that she's lost before anybody comes at me in the comment section. She's been working out and eating better, and guess what? She's lost weight. When she wasn't eating right and when she wasn't working out, she was gaining weight. She wasn't losing weight. And so at least in Trisha Paytas' case, the weight loss and her weight is something that she can control. The Tourette syndrome is something that you're born with. It's a neurological disorder. So for her to compare his Tourette's to her weight and making fun of the two, it has nothing to do with each other, and it's absolutely disgusting that she thinks it does. You know, I think the caption on this Frenemies post that he did was basically, he or she, I'm not sure who Frenemies Room is, if they're a boy or girl or they, you know, respect their pronouns, but this post was about how, you know, Ethan is really testing the manifestation, not talking bad about people thing that Trisha's on. I'm just ready for her to go off, you guys, and trust me, when she does, I will be right there reporting the news to you guys of how she went off on who. It's either going to be Moses or Ethan or somebody like that. I don't think it'll be, you know, somebody different than those two. It's going to be something involved with what we already have going on. And I've said it once, I'll say it again. I'll say it until it's already done. I don't know if I think that this wedding is actually going to happen. I think that this wedding might not, you know, officially follow through. I think something's really crazy is going to happen, and I wouldn't be surprised if it happened right during the peak of AdSense season in November and December. It seems like the wedding is getting very, very close based on, you know, just things that she's showing, you know, different pieces of her planning the wedding and stuff on her YouTube channels and stuff now. And so I think that for sure it's coming up close, and I would not be surprised at all if something exploded around the holiday season, because that's perfect for Trisha Paytas' ad revenue, you know, and that's what I think this is all about for her. You know, everything is money motivated for Trisha Paytas. Nothing is genuine, and I think that maybe things have already collapsed behind the scenes, but what we're seeing is just fabricated, and that she's waiting for the right time for her money to make it public and go off. It definitely will happen, you guys. And you know what, on Ethan Klein's part too, like, what, it is October 20th right now, okay? We are nearing peak AdSense time here, coming up in November and December. And you know what? I was watching Rich's video, and he did say it. He said, you know, and I agree with you, the H3 views have been down, you guys. They have been down. And, you know, I mean, I'm sorry, but the new host that he has on there, I'm just not interested at all in that podcast. I'm absolutely not interested in it. And a lot of people have not been interested since the Trisha Paytas drama, and since Trisha Paytas left Frenemies, and since this whole, you know, Trisha left the whole thing. Once that kind of fizzled out a little bit, the views are down. They did get a lot of views from Trisha Paytas. Love that or hate that fact, it's just the truth all day long, you guys. Somehow, Trisha Paytas was at the peak of her career during this Frenemies podcast, and I'm not sure how we didn't see all the nasty stuff, you know, before. And I'm going to get some of you guys in my comment section. I saw it all along, girl. I didn't like it from the beginning. Heather, I already know, girl. You're going to be like, I never liked her, da, 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 da. And I'm just going to be like, well, you know what? A lot of us, that was the peak of Trisha Paytas' career. The views don't lie. The jump in her subscribers doesn't lie, you guys. That's just the truth all day long about it. And, you know, since then, Ethan has yet to find that thing that has generated as much talk and as much publicity as Trisha Paytas. So gearing up into that holiday season, he has every right to talk about Trisha Paytas. Let us not get that confused. He has every right to talk about Trisha Paytas, but don't you dare get it twisted that he knows what he's doing, and he knows this is going to amp up traffic towards his podcast for gearing up towards holiday season and AdSense revenue peak time. You guys, you got to see through it. You got to see it for what it is. That's at least my opinion on it all day long. But what's really important is you guys' opinion. Let me know what you think about all of this stuff in the comment section down below. I would love to hear from you. And that's going to be it for today's video, you guys. If you did enjoy it, make sure you give me a big thumbs up and subscribe to my channel down below. Don't forget to ring the bell so you're notified of all my future videos when they do post. Remember that all Shelby bells ring the bell. And you can follow me on all my social media at Beauty by ShelbyE. That's ShelBye, all at Beauty by Shelby, and I'll leave that right up there on the screen for you so you can see it. If you're enjoying the Beauty by Shelby vibes and want to see more, then YouTube should be suggesting a couple videos down below for you to choose from, so I would love it if you did that. But if you're just here to catch up on the latest with this Trisha Paytas and Ethan Klein drama, girl, don't blame you. Appreciate your view. Love you so. Thank you so much for watching today's video, you guys. I will see you in the next one. Bye, guys.